A lot of sci-fi themed VR wave shooters out there, but this is the best free one I've seen. It starts off with a tutorial that feels like an adventure game, but before long you'll be in enemy waves. You can choose upgrades to your arsenal. For a free wave shooter, it's quite good. Preface VR. This is another wave shooter, but with a very different Wild West theme. The game starts with an animated comic book style narration, down. One unique element to this is the ability to deflect incoming bullets with your pistols. I find that pretty fun. This game is the adventure with some stealth elements. Proceed through a creepily designed world with giant lizard-like monsters living everywhere. Take them all down using a VR, but if they don't bother you, then definitely try this. So that the first escape room is free to play. And if you want to escape from more rooms, you can pay for the extra rooms through DLC. One rooms with your friends is super fun, and it's really nice they made the first level free here. You should definitely try this one. New ground in VR storytelling when it first came out. You're an invisible observer inside a short film. You have the ability to move forward or backward in time to witness an experiment. Is a free game created to promote a movie. But for a free movie promo, it's quite good. You're trapped inside an office, and you need to find a way to escape and make it out alive. This game is for mature audiences as there's lots of language and graphic violence. Also, if you have arachnophobia, be warned. Explore a spooky cave while finding diamonds and keys to open treasure. You fight off evil skeletons along the way, and it all ends in a giant climax. For me, 3D modeling quickly becomes too complex and cumbersome. But inside blocks, everything makes sense and is easily approachable by anyone. And despite its simplicity, it's also powerful as you can. Best of all, anything you create can be saved as OBJ files on your PC that you can then import into any 3D application. Blocks is both to swing with your pickaxe to retrieve valuable elements to earn cash. After your first complete game, you can take the money you earned to buy more tools to mine better and faster. This game is visually well designed and quite a workout as well. Control of a giant mech in this city destruction sandbox game. The controls are easy to learn, and it's quite satisfying to punch other mechs or buildings with your hand. The free download. Social mingling game that boasts a massive user base. It's pretty much all about just hanging out in virtual worlds with strangers and chatting. There are some mini games you can play, but it's really all about mingling with others. While this does have an impressive player base, Google Earth VR. I'm sure you've heard of this one already, but to state the obvious, this allows you to view the entire Google Earth database in VR. The amount of freedom you'll get is a small sample of a much larger adventure game. Have fun with some superpowers, books to read, and character dialogue to listen to as well. This title has the highest production value of any free VR game out there. It's totally worth a free download, off against the enemy AI players. The graphics are very simple, but pleasing nonetheless, like number of enemies, map size, difficulty, and so on. If you enjoy this, it can keep you entertained for a long time. And if you find yourself wanting, there are 3 main areas. A solo area for just yourself, where you can DJ and create visualizations. Collect in-game money to buy rave toys that you can use whenever you want. And finally, there are the music experiences, both live and you can. The ship you control stays with your hand, so it's like you're holding a small toy ship that can fire lasers and missiles. It's a simple game to experiment and see what happens. There's also musical spells that, when played correctly, transport you to other worlds temporarily before returning you back to your wizard home. Wizard home is the good stuff for me. It's a lot of fun to just play around with spells and items just to see what happens. It's the best, the red stare. You are a secret agent in the 1950s, and it's up to you to spy on the building across your window and figure out who the communist spies are. Spy game.
Let's see here. This is a picture of the guy in the parking lot, isn't it?
This is the original VR variety game made by Valve, and it still holds up to this day. After having this for 2 years, many of these games are still found many times by other games. Robot Repair is an interactive film starring the bots from Portal, and is one of the best things to show. Rec Room. This is, hands down, the best VR multiplayer game, paid or free. There are tons of games and activities to be completing daily or weekly challenges. It's easy to find friends you've made, or make new friends. This game is massive and it's growing.